Just back from Sydney Motorsport Park, and we're trying out these 40-foot containers, which is how we take everything to New Zealand now. So it's the first time we've used something like this to transport the cars anywhere. These two containers turned up after Christmas. As you can see, they're quite large, fit a lot of stuff in them. In the past, we've used sleighs to put the cars on and then load them on the planes, along with another container that we used to put our spare parts in. So this is going to be quite interesting to see how that works. Today, what I'm going to show you is how we pack the cars. Now, each two-car team gets one of these containers. Obviously, we're running 4 cars, so we have 2 of them. So we've decided to pack all 4 cars in one container and then have the other container all full of our stuff. So today we've got 2 cars, Bryce's car and Andre's car. We're loading them in. I think you'll find this really interesting, and I'll talk you through the whole process. As part of this process, we're only going to put 2 cars in here today. So we've set one in behind the other so we can make sure that we've got enough clearance to the door so we can shut it in. So that's all fine, because as I said, we're taking this wing cord off it, so it'll be to the back of the car. And then the gap from one car to the other is something we're measuring. So Sammy's got the laptop down there with the instructions. So we're going through the whole process as Supercars. They've given us a booklet that we've got to run through to secure the car and to make sure all the gaps are right. So this is just because, as I said, we've only got 3 days to put this together. When we come back, it's much better to test this whole setup today. So the good news is I found the instruction booklet from Supercars, and we're on the second last page. Now, what you might find interesting is once we get the car down the bottom, the top car, as I said, we end up with these ratchet straps right around, as you can see here, this part of the sleigh, right around to hold them down into this depressed area. But the car on the bottom gets hooked in here and then hooked in the wheel like it travels on the truck. So the bottom car is pulled back and forward at the front to keep it in here, and the top one, even though it looks like it's moving a lot around in there from when we see the boys shuffle it around, it's tied into the sleigh. So we're just getting the R&J car in, and then we'll shoot a bit of vision with that. So another part of this is, as you see, there's lots of holes drilled in the side of it. It's about maintaining the height once the car is jacked up. So these bolts will come out once the car is on there, and then we'll lift this up, and then once it gets to its level, like Bryce's car is at the front there, these bolts will go back in up there, and that helps. It's just like a safety system to stop the car from dropping. We'll keep the ratchets up with the lift, but also that's like a secondary way of stopping the car from dropping down on the one below it. So we're almost in. We've got the car positioned. The boys are just going to ratchet strap the bottom car in so we can just make sure that it's all complete. As you can see, not a lot of room. We've taken these off the front. So these are the ramps that we use to get over the lift. So as you can see, the car runs up the ramp and then it's flattened off so it doesn't drop in and then goes forward. And then when the lift is up, that's when we ratchet strap around the wheel to hold it in, which you can, if you look closely at Bryce's car, you can see that it's ratcheted in. So then these come out and they get transferred separately. They'll just sit on the floor. And then we'll give you another look at this in a minute once the boys have got it all strapped in and finished. So these are the chocks that will hold the bottom car down. You can see where they bolt down into the floor, and the ratchet strap pulls against these. So just another part of the mechanism to hold the car in tight. So that's pretty much how we're going to get the cars in New Zealand. As you can see in the background, the boys are still working and just positioning exactly where the car's going to be. We'll mark it all up, we'll pull those cars out, and then we'll prep them for the AGP. And then we only have a 3-day turnaround to get the cars ready, get them all loaded into these 2 containers, and then in the container next door will be all the bits and pieces we need to go racing.